According to numerology, numbers symbolize many significant events of our life or can say a lot about some places on the basis of the number related to it. It was an ancient practice widespread in various cultures. A lot of people, even in today's world, practice and interested in it since numerology claims to tell about one's personality traits and predict their future accurately. But what is the connection of numerology with the Bible? Is numerology biblical? Christians believe the numbers in the Bible have certain significances in our lives. This is the reason Christians are being more and more inclined to biblical numerology to speculate their own lives. Some also use it to decipher the Bible. The Bible really tells about the numbers. If you want to know the biblical numerology number meanings, here is what the Bible really tells about the numbers. The number 1. 1 symbolizes unity and absolute singleness. This represents the concept of one God, union between God and his followers, and also the unity among followers. The number 2. 2 represents the duality that is consistent with both flesh and spirit. This number symbolizes the comparison and contrast between two things but shows the union of two sides as well. The number 3. Number 3 represents triunity and completeness. Everything significant in nature is designed in 3, the time frames past, present and future, 3 sacrifices, sin, peace, and praise, 3 points of measurement, beginning, middle, end, 3 types of law, civil, ceremonial and moral, etc. It also represents the Holy Trinity of the Holy Spirit, the Father, and the Son. The number 4. Not many people are aware of the number 4 in biblical numerology. It represents God's creative work, 4 corners of the earth, 4 kingdoms mentioned in Daniel's prophecy, 4 seasons and 4 primary directions, east, west, north, and south. Also, in Parable of the Sower, there were 4 kinds of soils and there were 4 guardians. The number 5. Number 5 symbolizes God's grace and kindness upon humankind. There are 10 commandments divided into 2 parts of 5 commandments each. Also, Pentateuch, 5 books of God's law, and there are 5 divisions of Psalms. The number 6. According to biblical numerology, the number 6 is related to evil powers, sins, and human. On the 6th day, mankind was created by God, and 666 is a number related to Satan. It, therefore, represents all sorts of weakness in humankind. The number 7. Number 7 is considered to be one of the holiest numbers in Christianity and symbolizes completeness and balance. God finished the process of creation in 7 days. The number 8. Number 8 represents hopes for a bright future and a new beginning. This is so because God spoke 8 words to start creating, and Jesus chose the 8th day after his death to resurrect. The number 9. Biblical number 9, being a multiple of 3, represents a full cycle, finality, and divine completeness. In order to save humanity, Jesus died at 3 p.m., which is 9th hour. Besides, number 9 is related to qualities like gentleness, kindness, love, peace, belief, loyalty, happiness, suffering and self-moderation. The number 10. Number 10 conveys the idea of perfection and harmony. This is the symbolic creation of number 4, which is linked with the material world, and 6, which represents human beings. This 2 numbers summed together gives 10, which symbolizes men on earth need to follow God's laws for perfection and harmony. Like 3, 7 and 12, the biblical number 10s is also widespread and one of the most powerful. Throughout Genesis, the phrase "God said" is repeated 10 times. There are 10 commandments also representing the relation between God and humankind. This number, therefore, also implies obedience, discipline, and integrity. The number 11. Number 11 is the polar opposite to number 10, which represents order and integrity. According to biblical numerology, 11 means disorder, chaos and judgment. In Genesis chapter 11, people revolted against God, creating disarray. As a result, God created several languages that led to misunderstanding. The number 12. 12 is one of the most used and widespread among all numbers, but what does number 12 mean in biblical numerology? Number 12 is associated with God's government, authority, power, and perfection. 12 pieces of bread were placed near the church. 12 people were chosen to see Jesus' actions by Jesus himself. Also, 12 lunar cycles correspond to 12 months of a year. The number 13. This number is linked with Nimrod, who was the 13th in Ham's succession line. Being a skillful hunter, Nimrod believed himself to be all-powerful and was led by evil and dark intentions. 13 number associated with human actions favored by evil and implies chaos and rebellion. Jesus listed 13 things that lead to contamination of one's soul: dark contemplations, licentiousness, unfaithfulness, stealing, greed, killing, profanity, revelry, maliciousness, falsity, vanity, foolery and wicked eye. The number 40. According to Genesis, during the time of Noah's testing, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Moses served God 40 years and was on Mount Sinai for 40 days when God bestowed law upon him. Also, Jesus fasted for 40 days and gave lessons to his disciples for 40 days after his resurrection. The number 40, therefore, is the number of trials and testing. The number 222. 222 biblical numerology has several spiritual meanings. 222 is known as an angel number. It is believed an angel communicates a human through this number. If someone keeps coming across the number 222 in a repeated sequence, then it is likely to be a symbol from her or his guardian angel, trying to tell her or him something. Above are some of the most powerful and widespread numbers and their significance in biblical numerology described. For other biblical numbers, which are not given here, meaning you can look for biblical numerology charts. If you find this guide to biblical numbers and their meaning helpful, share this on your social media or suggest this to your family, friends, and acquaintances who might find it helpful as well. Click the link in the description to get your personalized numerology report. It was nice connecting with you. Bye.